Hey guys, Zen here, and welcome back. Guys, the publisher of Rainbow Six Siege and some of the most highly acclaimed AAA games in the world is moving into changing their identity. Of course, today we're talking about Ubisoft and the mammoth announcement they dropped recently, and honestly, it has players and critics alike a little stumped, but somewhat excited for the future. We're also going to speak on a few updates for Rainbow Six and wrap things up with, well, your feet. Yeah, I promise, I don't have a fetish, but we're looking for a heat check. And so guys, get subscribed and click that like button blue, and let's get it started. But quickly, guys, Surfshark VPN is offering an amazing deal on one of the best VPNs available today and was kind enough to sponsor this video. So guys, being online today can honestly be risky business, but with industry-leading encryption, Surfshark VPN keeps your information protected from the hands of those who should never access it. Hackers get creative and will use anything from malware to spyware, and of course, phishing attempts to gain access to your personals. But with Surfshark VPN, you'll rid your experience of all that and browse safely. But there's also the ability to enjoy more of what you love. For instance, HBO Max is a service exclusive to the US, but if you want to enjoy their entire catalog from wherever you are on the globe, just connect to a US server and it instantly unlocks, just like magic. There are over 3,000 servers across the planet at your fingertips. And so guys, to get started, click the link down below and you'll get an 83% discount plus 3 months free when you use code ZENVPN. So thanks to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring, and let's get back to the video. Now, one of the biggest developments of Rainbow Six Siege over time has been its focus on storytelling. Initially, it was honestly an afterthought. Like, at launch, the bulk of the lore in the game was simply operator bios. We did get the whole White Mask Clan plot, where essentially the terrorists from training grounds were the ultimate threat, and it was the job of Team 6 to recruit operators to help deal with them. But beyond that, the lore in Rainbow Six Siege was basically absent. So all this to say that Rainbow is taking lore to the next level. I mean, it was just a few months ago that Callie got a fistful of action from Ash for winning the games, which is still a bit of a soft spot for me personally. But they actually released the story of Flores in another comic book style illustration, and it proves that this Ash and Callie story is just beginning to heat up. Now yes, Flores is plenty talented enough to join Team 6, but Ash actually recruits him so that he can keep tabs on none other than Callie. She says that she wants to know her next move, and that as a favor to her, Flores will need to get close to Callie and get intel on her next step. Now, for those that don't know, Callie is a part of Team 6, but her day job is founder and CEO of Nighthaven, a military group that consists of her, Wamai, Aruni, and Ace as of now, but it's more of a collaboration between 6 and Nighthaven rather than ops being taken out of Callie's forces. Naturally, Ash being the leader of 6 and Callie being the leader of Nighthaven has caused the two to clash, and there are very different approaches to getting things done. So, what do we learn? Well, not everyone on 6 are best friends, and we also don't really know if everyone is a good guy. It honestly could be that Callie's intent is to use 6 as a way to get whatever it is she's after, really no matter what that is, and it's starting to get a little messy. Now, Flores is just one pawn on the board. He owes one to Ash, and for that, he's putting himself at odds with Callie, and if you're looking for my 2 cents, I don't see this ending too well. The story comes to a close and says it continues in-game, so whether it's through an event or the theme of an entire season, we will see what Flores digs up on Callie, and if those secrets affect Ash's next move. But I love this. I really do. Ubisoft has always had the ability to tell a good story, and I think injecting that into Siege really helps build out the lore in some unexpected ways. And speaking of Ubisoft, things are changing across the entire company, and their whole identity as a game maker and publisher is shifting. Recently, during an earnings call, Ubisoft dropped the news that they're no longer working towards releasing multiple big AAA titles. Instead, they're shifting their focus to creating more free-to-play games, and this kind of shattered the people who support the company. Here's the thing, games are incredibly expensive to make, and Ubisoft typically releases no less than 3 major AAA games each year. In 2020, they came out with Immortals Fenyx Rising, Watch Dogs Legion, and Assassin's Creed Valhalla. This year, they're dropping both Rainbow Six Quarantine and the massively anticipated Far Cry 6, alongside whatever else they talk about at E3, and this is honestly a huge undertaking, but more importantly, it's very expensive. And so, Ubisoft is looking at a more dedicated free-to-play model to compensate for this, and to kick it off, they announced that The Division Heartland will be a free-to-play game, which will be a first for the series, which has always had a buy-in premium. So, naturally, you're wondering, well, what's the issue? Why does this even matter? It ultimately means that if you're a big fan of games like Assassin's Creed and Far Cry, there's really only less of that to look forward to, and instead, Ubisoft will be outputting more games like Hyperscape. Now, I really like what Hyperscape wanted to be. It's a battle royale that was actually made with the Rainbow Six Siege engine, and they did things that no other battle royale did. Battle royales are some of the most watched games in the world on platforms like Twitch and YouTube, and Hyperscape allowed viewers in chat to actually change what was happening in game and affect the streamer's gameplay. Yeah, it was some really innovative stuff, and the game is still live today, but it doesn't have many legs to stand on because the TTK was way too high and people lost interest pretty quickly. Now, what this could also mean is a transition for some of their existing games, and again, it's already started in the Tom Clancy's world with The Division. The next Division game will be free to play, and it honestly wouldn't surprise me if they took that same route with Rainbow Six Siege. It's a touchy spot to say the least, and there are a lot of opinions, but Rainbow Six Siege going free to play is really all that's left, especially when you consider that they've now dropped the year's pass for new content and funneled everything through the battle pass. It's set up just like a free to play game in that way, and so with this new focus across the entire company, all it would take is the flip of a switch and Rainbow Six Siege could be Ubisoft's big free to play shooter. And to be fair, when you look at the rest of the industry, from Apex to Destiny and Warzone, Siege really is the last one to go. Now, personally, I think Ubisoft slowing down the release of bigger games is a little disappointing, only because I'm a huge fan of the titles they produce. I'll be honest and say that Hyperscape wasn't my personal cup of tea, but the foundation is there if they can build upon it and polish up the gameplay. And as for Siege and a free-to-play model, look, I know we all fear the Smurfs and the potential for things to get worse, but it is the key to opening up Siege to the masses. The reason why games like Apex and Warzone have these astronomical player numbers is because at any moment you can download and play them for free. Even if they cost just $1, you wouldn't see that level of support, and battle passes, seasonal content, and in-game events are the meta right now as far as rollout and revenue for these games, and Siege really is one and the same here. But this announcement changes everything about what Ubisoft is forever. It's a little bittersweet, and look, some people think they're making a big mistake, but I think with the right balance of a big AAA release and an engaging free-to-play model, it could be a benefit for the long term. Next up is a bit of a mixed bag, but we'll start with something I think we've all noticed. Discord now has a brand new look. So to celebrate their 6-year anniversary, and probably the fact that they didn't sell out to Microsoft, they changed their look and made it a little more modern. It's subtle, but an effective way to freshen things up. But yeah, circling back to the $10 billion offer from Microsoft, literally days after Discord declined, it was announced that PlayStation officially invested in Discord, and a full-on partnership will go underway in 2022, which will bring Discord to PlayStation consoles. Now, this doesn't mean PlayStation has purchased Discord or that it won't be available to other platforms, but bringing it to PlayStation specifically, I think is a huge deal because it unlocks so many fully developed features like high-quality voice chat, streaming, and Discord servers, and will make it native to anyone who owns a PlayStation console. Nice one. But hey, look down, past your ankles. What do you see? Maybe you're watching this video with no socks on, or maybe one of my lady viewers could use a bit of a pedicure. No matter what is or isn't down there, I think it's about high time we start treating our feet with the respect they deserve and lace them up in style. I've always been a Nike guy myself, but they did something I didn't think I'd ever see them do again in my lifetime. And man, where is this going already? Right then, roll it. That's right, a pair of PlayStation branded Nike PG5s. So this isn't the first time they've done this. They've collaborated on the PGs in the past, but with the new generation console just released, so here is the classic collaboration. Now, video game sneakers aren't really anything new, but typically they've got characters and logos all over them, and are usually something you'd expect to see at a Comic-Con. But these are super clean, and if I could get my hands on them, I'd proudly watch videos just like this one with them on. Sony also announced new Midnight Black and Cosmic Red controllers for the PS5. These are the first officially optional colors for the DualSense and are available for order right now. And lastly here, guys, do you remember this? It's the official Rainbow Six Siege board game that was revealed at the Year 6 panel. Ubisoft, along with the creators of the game, have said it'll be live on Kickstarter this summer, and so if you want to bring Siege into the real world and pull it out for family game night, now is your chance to back it. I just really want this to release because even the game devs have said it's crazy fun, especially for a Siege fan, and so yeah. And that's it, guys. Be sure to leave a thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Hey, I'm out.